Hi everyone, welcome back to Aidans Railways. Today we're going to look at a train set. This is a recent purchase, picked up second hand as usual at a bargain price. We'll say second hand, it is in fact new, but it's just never been used. So I've been quite lucky recently getting some sets that are like that. This is also the first time that I have actually opened the set because the box is still sealed. So I hope you enjoy. And let's get on. Welcome back. So, as I said before, this is the first time I've actually opened this set. It's not a set that was on my wish list, but I went into the model shop and it was part of a collection that had come in for sale. A lot of stuff that had never ever actually been opened or used. And I kept looking at it and I asked, had it been opened, was it used? And they said no. And there was a part of me that said, maybe I should pick it up just purely because of more of a keepsake type thing because of the whole London 2012. Now, it does say it on the box 8+. So the part that was saying to me was, how many people bought this train set and gave it to a child or gave it to children, and it's been used and abused as a toy, which I suppose it realistically, looking at the packaging, that's probably what it was intended as. How many are going to survive in this kind of condition in the future? So potentially it could be a small investment. So that was my reasoning to buying it. Just in case if any of you were wondering why I decided to buy this set. It looked interesting as well. I don't actually own one of these Hitachis, or rather I didn't. I do now, and I fully understand that this is not going to be a bells and whistles model. But like I said, I've never opened it, so this is the first time. But just before I do open it, I went through all of the catalogues and found out where it appeared, and we've got the 2012 catalogue there. And it's in there, and it's also showing a model of the Olympic Stadium. And in the 2011 catalogue, it's in there. But what I found interesting was, in the 2010, it's a completely different set. I'm curious to know what the story is behind this, as to why we've got a 2010 set that looks like this, because you had the set and the train pack. So I'm curious to know the story behind this and then this. So if anybody knows, get in touch, put it in the comments, let me know. I would love to know what the story is, because actually this one, in my opinion, looks a lot better. This looks a lot better than this one. But maybe I should look out for one of these as well. But I thought I would have a look in the catalogues just purely to see where and when it appeared, and that sort of thing. So, without further ado, I'm going to have to cut the seals. That's that side. And that's that side. Right. Sharp knives, people. Right, so let's lift off the lid. There we go. So we've got some sort of cardboard inlay, so it's not polystyrene. It's an interesting change. So, and this looks a bit interesting as well. Normally I wouldn't do this, but because most of these are very generic, but I'm going to open it. Everyone's screaming, why have you done that? It won't be worth as much now. Well, I've got to test it anyway. So, it's the Blue Rapier set. So that's basically what it is. We've got the couplings look very, very basic, I've got to say that. Very toy-like, to be honest. And it looks like it's just one powered bogie. And that has to be the shortest operating and maintenance manual I've ever seen in a Hornby set. Just dig quickly. Controller, warranty, what year? So this must have been the 2011 release. 2011 release. What else have we got in here? Now I haven't seen one of these for a long time, and I think I might actually put this on the wall. Look at that. Nice poster showing all of the products that were available at that time. Yes, I haven't seen one of them for a long time. That is interesting. Oh well, I might keep that one out. What have we got here? Owner's manual. Is this the same as the other ones? It's certainly very similar, but this certainly looks a lot bigger. Yes. I think they just reduced the size over the years, but it looks pretty much the same as all the others. We'll put them to one side. Now, it said it had a TrackMat, and this doesn't look like the ordinary TrackMat. No, it doesn't. Right, we'll have a look at that when we get it out and put it on the ground. Now, normally, I've said more recently that what I'll do is with reviews and things, I'll actually not put them on the track, and in one video at the end of the month we'll get them out. But this is the exception because it has a completely different TrackMat, and I think we need to have a look at it. So what have we got inside? We've got a brand new but older style basic controller. I am going to refrain from taking that out of the packaging, complete with the transformer. I think I might keep that exactly as is. What have we got here? We've got two double straights, two single straights and one single straight with power connector, a left hand point and a small curve. So we've got the standard basic TrackMat setup. And what have we got here? A full circle of third radius curves. Got lots of third radius curves now. So let's have a look. That feels like the dummy because it feels incredibly light. Let's have a look. Now, I heard a rumour a long time ago which put me off the Blue Rapier set, that these had plastic wheels, and everybody knows who watches my channel, I hate plastic wheels. So this is the time to find out, and this does not have plastic wheels. This very much has metal wheels, and they're quite fine as well. I am curious. There appears to be, I'm sure, see if can you see that? There appears to be electrical pickups. So I wonder if we have directional lights. Anyway, let's have a closer look. There we go. So we've got the 2012, that's the Paralympic symbol I should say. And we've got every single one of these. We've got archery. Oh, I'm trying to make them all out now. But various cycling ones, the equestrian ones, football, discus. Oh, there's a lot of the rowing, the weights, swimming, shooting. So they're all different, all of the images on the side. Now, I'm assuming this may have been, yes, there's no power bogey here, but all of the windows are black. They're not even tinted, they're just completely black. I'm hoping you can make that out there, including the front, which is a bit sad. Just moulded wipers, made to look like wipers anyway on the front. And, oh, that's a bit sad as well. The pantograph is just feels very delicate but crude pantograph. I'm scared to actually fiddle with it, but you can lift it up, put it back down, and this looks incredibly delicate. In fact, I would go so far as to say that a lot of the plastic's still got quite a bit of flashing still left on it from the moulding process. But it still looks very nice. It's a bit different. Bit of curiosity here. Can anyone tell me, did a Hitachi hold this livery or the white livery, or did it hold a completely different livery for the London 2012 Olympics? Get in those comments, let me know, because I haven't bothered to research any of this. Like I say, it was more of an interesting piece that I found and decided I would take onto the collection. It's all that's more of a bronze than gold. I mean, that looks gold. But we've got the whole London 2012, and this side we've got the ordinary Olympic game symbol. So it's all very plastic, and it all feels, and I hate to say this, very cheap. I wonder, I don't know if any of you have seen the video I did on the HSTP that where I started making, I haven't quite finished yet. I wonder, I did put a bit on where I got the bellows for the corridor connectors. I wonder if you can get the bellows for this. I could be tempted. So we'll put that to one side. And this must be, yeah, a divisible coach. Right, now metal wheels again. The bogies, yes, they seem to have quite a bit of weight to the bogies. I think that's just this metal plate that's on the bottom. Let's have a look at that. So, London 2012 Emblem, copyright 2007-2010. Interesting. So, the connectors are different at either side. We've got a part sticking up there, and we've got a hoop at this side. Corridor connectors again, and completely black. They're not even tinted, they are black, those windows. But it looks very nice. This is just moulded. It's not separate or anything. Same at the other side. It does, I've got to admit, it does feel very like very toyish. Very toyish. I don't know what was going on when these were being built, what period of Hornby was in at the time, or things like that. But I wonder if you can get. I don't think I've ever seen these sold separately, new, the divisible coach, and I'm starting to wonder. Maybe it might be worth trying to pick some of these up if they're out there second hand. At least it means if I do run this, I can make a fairly decent length train. I wonder how readily available are. There's a mission for myself onto eBay and have a look, keep on the marketplace on Facebook and see if I can see any of these available. But everything is just moulded, everything. There's nothing separately fitted at all. And on other train sets from the Hornby range, I think you get a lot more bang for your buck. I think all it was going for this was the London 2012 bit. But, yeah, there's the divisible coach. Now to the power one. And am I going to be equally... I'm not going to say disappointed. I'm just going to say equally surprised, not surprised. Right, now, that is interesting. Okay, so we have got pickups at the front here. But I'm wondering if they are purely for a light. It might be at the front here. I wonder. We're not going to find out until I put it onto the track, am I? But, oh, and I've barely touched it, and this end part has just fallen straight off. It's not broken, I just don't think it was necessarily fitted correctly. But straight back on. And I'm lucky it didn't damage anything. Let's put that wire back on there. Yes, right. Note to self, do not hold this end alone. I think I might end up having to tack that, I don't know. But another very crude pantograph, although this one doesn't feel quite as brittle as the other one. So it could be put up, but it certainly doesn't hold anything up to, say, a 91 or a 90 pantograph, even with the 90s version, the 1990s version of the 90 and the 91. The pantograph was a lot more substantial. There's definitely quite a bit of flashing on the plastics here. Definitely. But that motor has got some, in fact, not just the motor, but the whole the whole actual unit has actually got quite a bit of weight behind it in comparison to this. This feels like it would just... It just feels like nothing. It really does feel like nothing. But this does feel like it's got some weight to it. And I'm really curious. I'm actually quite excited to see if this does have directional lights, because we've got those pickups there. But pretty much, let's have a look. So they've got the emblems, the opposite emblem on each side. So if I run the train from this angle, we've got the 2012 Olympics. If I run it from that angle, we have the London 2012 Paralympics. So that is interesting. And you could potentially run it just as a 2-car set, but I don't think that would ever have happened. Yes, that really does have quite some weight behind it. A bit of curiosity, there is a buffer stop in here for the siding that you get, but why you would need a buffer for something with a nose cone, I don't know. That could potentially spell disaster in real life, couldn't it, people? I don't think that would be a very good idea, but there is a buffer stop in there. So that is pretty much it for what's inside. I'm curious about what this 2012 TrackMat is going to look like, but we'll get it out. I'll just place these back in the box for the moment so nothing gets damaged, and I'll fetch a different controller out and different set of track, because I don't want to use these and take them off all the while this set has never been used. So join me in a second while I get the TrackMat out on the ground and get everything set up. And we're back. So I welcome you to the living room floor. It's quite a hard mat to get in shot, but as you can see at the top we've got the ordinary Olympic emblem for the 2012 and the Paralympic one, and we've got the London 2012, and where the track goes, it's designed to have 2 loops plus one siding at the top up there. The actual where the track's meant to be laid is printed out in gold, which is quite different. But I thought we'd have to take a look at the map before I put any trains on. And you can see here we've got a number of landmarks that you may recognise from London. And more interestingly, all of the artwork on the side of the train is visible for all of the various events that took place on the mat. I found that to be very interesting. And it's also got Olympic Games 27th of July to the 12th of August, Paralympic Games 29th of August to the 9th of September. So this is definitely a TrackMat I think is going to be worth keeping a hold of, or set even just to keep a hold of as a memento really, because I didn't have the opportunity at 2012 to purchase one of these. If I remember rightly, in 2012 I was driving buses on the south coast as many people were driving all over the UK. We were being sent down to London and the south coast to cover buses with the Olympics taking place. So there we go, my controller of choice for today instead of the one that was in the set is the newer basic Hornby controller. Just quickly on the back, I have in actual fact set it to low, so we'll see how it copes on low power, and then we'll if it doesn't do very well, we'll switch it on to high. So I've fetched out one of the railers. I'm going to use that to put it onto the track, and I'll be back in a second and we'll start running the train. Okay people, welcome back. I might just point out before we go any further, this is the single most pointless piece of equipment to use with this specific train because of the couplings. You can put them on, you can put all 3 items onto the track, but then you still have to lift the bogie off the track to place it onto the couplings that are supplied. Downfall. It's not the end of the world, but you know. Something else I failed to mention in the earlier part of the video until I placed it onto the track, and I realised it has traction tyres. But it's not the end of the world. It is a very basic set. But it's on the track. Let's just see what happens when I put it on. So I'll flick over, and as we start it for the first time, it'll be the first time that I've ever started it. We'll get to see what happens. It might not work at all. So here we go. So here we are on ground level. Let's have a look. Are we focused in? Sorry about the poor lighting, but unfortunately it's just the way things are. It's all on the track. This is actually the dummy end first, because there is something that I'm very curious to see. Let's try and start it up. Oh, I can hear. Yes. Can you see lights? Right. Let's see if we can focus in on the front. There's lights. So the dummy end does have directional lighting. Brilliant. So for all it's a cheap model in its build quality, it actually does have lights. So let's see if it's going to run. Oh, and it's moving. Weirdly enough, it does have the sound of an electric train. Right, this is on low power, and that is really going. Now, I've actively kept the light a bit dim in here, so if it did have directional lighting, oh, that does look quite impressive. Right, I'm going to slow it down, and let's get down. Let's get down to level and then see it heading towards us. So one thing I've noticed here, and I don't know if it'll pick it up on the camera, I'll watch it go around a couple of times here, is the power car, the right hand side light is almost yellow, whereas the left hand side one is bright white. But I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up. It might just be the age of the plastic on the front, I'm not too sure. But it's not a bad set at all. Let's lift up. Like I said, I can't make it much lighter in here. I do apologise, but that's not a bad train set. It's not an amazing train set. I've got to say the build quality of the loco, dummy car and the power unit is, well, it's cheap. I'm just going to put it that way. It is cheap, but as an interest piece, not bad at all. It's certainly going to be interesting in the future, in later years, and may even go up in value, I don't know. Especially for one that is well looked after. So, thank you for watching. As usual, if you enjoyed this little bit of curiosity in video world, please do give it a like. If you've got any information on the liveries, the white one and this one, please do let me know. And if you know what livery the actual Hitachi wore during the Olympics, that would be great. Let me know in the comments. And if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but you just haven't done it yet, why not subscribe? Press that button, press that bell, and you'll be told straight away every time a video comes up. So, as I just said before, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye now.